Greetings to you all from the Mature Student channel, and I thank you all very much for liking, commenting, and sharing, particularly as we've hit a milestone. We now have 116 subscribers to this channel, and it's all thanks to you for liking, commenting, and sharing. Please continue to do that because at the moment I know that people are getting their first results back from their assignments and they're working towards perhaps in their undergraduate year a dissertation. So this is a really key time where you're getting feedback and perhaps don't understand it. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today, asking about your feedback. Now, what is feedback? Well, first of all, it's the reactions to your performance in respect to your assignment from your tutor or your lecturer. Your work is assessed against a pre-arranged criteria. So they have a set criteria that they follow. That might be your command of the English language, academic English. It may be some of the books and the journals that you've used and at what level you've used them at. And it could be the overall structure of your work. Whatever it is, each university or college has a copy of this type of criteria. So it might be worth getting hold of that if you can. Now, why is feedback useful? It can be used as a basis for future improvement. Now, I tell you from my own experience, where I have made mistakes, they have been my best teacher. My former mistakes have been my best teacher because I have learnt and improved on what I have done by seeking out feedback. Now, where can you seek clarification? There are two ideas I have. One of them is, first and foremost, absolutely essential, is your lecturer. After all, they assessed your work. It amazes me the amount of people that accept their marks as they are and do not question any of the information that has been given to them in the feedback on usually Moodle, because everything's electronic now. And that amazes me, considering that even in the UK, we're paying around about 9.5 to £10,000 a year for a course. You do need and deserve feedback. And if you're not getting that, then you're doing yourself a disjustice. Now, also for balance, try your academic achievement or educational support team. Take along your feedback to whatever team you have in your university or your college with the piece of work and the original criteria and see what they say. Usually they'll corroborate, or at least they will agree with the vast majority of what the lecturer is saying. But it's not about you going off to get a second opinion. It's about you understanding it in context, face to face. Because the problem is that even if you go and ask a lecturer, they have very limited time. So I would use my time well, maybe set up a tutorial with them and go through your work. Or, as I said, on top of that, in my case, I tend to see the academic achievement team as well, and they're very, very helpful. So you need to plan what you're going to say before you say it. To make sure you know what you need to be clarified on that feedback. Highlight it, print it out, circle it, whatever you want to do, just to make sure you're clear. You may only have 15 to 20 minutes in order to get key pieces of information. So it's important to be clear about that. Don't be afraid, and I would say respectfully, to ask them why they made certain comments and be prepared to challenge any responses you don't understand. Now, that word challenge sometimes brings up negative connotations. In this case, challenge means just to ask, just to inquire. They said something and you want clarification. That's what I mean by challenge in this particular instance. So if you don't understand or you disagree with something, it's worth challenging it. And it might be that you or they have misinterpreted what you've written. Now, can I say that one of my assignments, I got a provisional mark of ... I won't say what. However, your marks, I don't know if you're aware, but your marks are checked by a second party and sometimes a third party. And that second party could be an invigilator. And in my case, the invigilator disagreed with the lecturer and the mark went up. So it might be that somehow they've misinterpreted what you said. So it's worth you pursuing this if you can. So I want to remind you and implore you to remember to ask for feedback. It's your right. And actually, if you're not using the feedback, then you cannot improve. So that's it from me today from The Mature Student. Please like, comment, and share this information with other mature students that are going through what we're all going through at the moment, which is our submissions, our assignments, and of course, our dissertations. I will see you next time. Thanks for listening.